Hey y'all, thank y'all so much for dropping by, man. I'm just about to dive right in, man. So I came across a video, right? And I don't know if it's a PlayStation fanboy or fan or whatever. And he said, Gears of War was a disaster on PS5. Meaning, I guess sales, it didn't sell good. Fans didn't gravitate towards it like Forza and other games and Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't care to play Gears of War because, basically Gears of War is a more so shooter, third person over the shoulder shooter, not more so of a, God of War, hack and slash adventure game, story driven, type of game. There's two different type of games. And we know Gears. If you grew up back in the day, a gearhead like me, when it first dropped, the first three Gears of War 1, 2, and 3, when they first, way before the remasters and trying to remake them and all that stuff, and everybody going multi-plat, no more exclusives, and Microsoft trying to make all that Call of Duty money back, that 70 billion back, so now they're forcing Xbox to put their games everywhere. Before those days, you would know it was mainly about the multiplayer. It was mainly about that multiplayer, that wall bounce, running, gunning, ducking, hiding, shooting, exploding people, blowing arrows, grenades. You're putting grenades on the wall. When people walk by them, they explode and blow up. Like, these are things that they weren't ready for. And think about how late they are to the party when it comes to Gears of War. This is what I'm saying. They should have never made that call. Microsoft should have never made that call to buy Call of Duty in the first place if they were just going to go multi-plat, play anywhere. Now the console war is dead. It's no more hype around your games. That's what kills the hype. The console war is what keep games hyped up. You don't see that much content anymore, a lot of fanboying anymore like that. The console war, you see a few of them sprinkled here and there, but it just completely died down. You only have a few of them still really going at it. Everybody kind of pulled back from it. The console war is dead. Play anywhere, cloud gaming, Game Pass, PC, PlayStation, Xbox, games everywhere, play anywhere. That right there was a cash grab. I'm sorry, Microsoft forced Xbox to do that because there's no way in the golden age of Gears I can see them putting Halo, or Xbox should I say, in the golden 360 days there would ever been any talks. There would have ever been any talks of putting Gears of War on the PS5, the PlayStation platform. PC maybe, of course. PC is going to be probably one of the number ones that they would do. I didn't think they would go any farther than that. But when they made this Call of Duty deal, they signed all of these contracts in the background that we don't know what promises they made to Sony to allow the deal to go through the CMA and the FTC, and they kept battling in court for like a couple years, I think, or something like that for Call of Duty. Sony was trying to block the deal. Microsoft and Xbox already knew Sony was some little low down, shady, dirty dogs anyway. I don't even know why they would even partnership with a grimy, business company like that. Like, you already know they will backstab you in 1.2 seconds. Like, they would do an exclusive backdoor deal, and they're still doing exclusive deals because it took, first of all, it's taken Final Fantasy 7 or whatever remake to come over to Xbox platform forever. Stellar Blade is exclusive, Lockdown exclusive to the PS5, I think, and PC. Black Myth Wukong took forever to come over. You get what I'm saying? And this ain't no console war type stuff. This is just being a gamer, a fan of gaming. I like to play a little bit of everywhere on PC, mostly PC. But at the same time, this right here is some grimy tactics that Sony been doing. And for them to send Gears over, and you bought Call of Duty, which the game is already pretty much dying when Battlefield come out, it's going to destroy the numbers. From what they're saying, from what rumored, they're saying that Battlefield is going to be that deal. Yeah, it's going to be a cold day for Black Ops 7 because they have shot themselves in the foot. They have ran Call of Duty into the ground with skill-based matchmaking. These trash garbage dookie maps, these skins, these idiotic skins with anime Ninja Turtles, Beavis and Butthead, I think American Dad, unicorns running around. You got all kind of chicken head, octopus head characters, like these goofy skins, dookie skins, Call of Dookie. Xbox, y'all wasted y'all money on this trash. I'm sorry you did. Now, if they get back to the golden age of Call of Duty, hey, listen, fair game. Okay, now we can get back to some real competition. But until you get these woke activists, these nerds out of Activision, Treyarch, whoever developing Black Ops 7, they should learn. They had a lot to learn. They should have took a lot of notes from all of the Call of Duty, fan base, fanboys. You should have took so many notes, bro. Like, there's no way you can't hear them when everybody boycotting your game. Some of the biggest content creators are boycotting Call of Duty right now. You can't get away from it. And for me to come across my desk and see that Gears of War ain't doing good on PS5, I don't know if it is or it isn't, or if a person just rumored that it's not doing good. But from what they're saying and from my understanding, the PlayStation audience is not ready to play with the Xbox PC audience because they had it way before them. They're too late to the party. These people have ranked up. It's like a rookie going into, play pros, like super nerd, super pro. People been playing since it first came out, the multiplayer, and then you jump in there and you see all this wall bouncing. It's going to take you a long time, especially that dumb idiotic controller that the PS5 have. It's not even fit for this game. I cannot stand that controller. That's why I don't like the PS5. I'm just being real. I do not like the active buttons. I don't like nothing about that controller. I like the PS4 controller, but I don't like the PS5 controller. I can't stand it. I just wish they would just make another PS4 controller. But that's no here or there. That's your own personal preference. If you love it, okay, cool. If you don't, whatever. It don't matter to me because I ain't never gonna get it anyway. A frame drop plastic box. You know what I'm saying? The PS5 Pro was a ripoff anyways. I see all the fanboys complaining. The little Sony ponies. Oh yeah, all of them complaining. They ain't got no games. The remake station. Yeah. So Xbox got ripped off from Microsoft, basically forcing them. I blame Microsoft for this. Microsoft forced their hand because I don't feel like the Xbox division, Game Pass, I don't think they would have ever done that unless the higher ups, at Microsoft forced them to do it. And it's always the shareholders, the stocks, the shareholders. It's always the big dogs at the top of the mountain. It's always telling, the workers and the employees and the managers and stuff what to do. It's like it's kind of like Disney. They feel like they're too big to fail. And the same thing probably was with Gears of War and Call of Duty. They probably felt like their franchises were too big to fail. And like I do a lot of movie content later on, I'm going to drop some more about Disney as well. Some companies really do feel like they're too big to fail. I'm telling you, that's my slogan. Some companies feel like they're too big to fail. And Gears probably felt like they have a huge, massive fan base. Like, how can we fail? How can we fail? Like, we got the whole entire Xbox PC community. Now we're bringing it over there to PlayStation. Everybody's gonna love Gears, but there's no real friends in the board meeting because it looks awkward for Gears to go over to PlayStation. Xbox, cloud gaming, Game Pass PC, we understand that part. But when you say you're going to your competitor that clearly tried to block the Call of Duty Activision Blizzard deal, that's all about money at that point. It's all about their bottom line. It don't scream, we're doing it for the fan base. We're doing it for the culture. It don't scream that. Somebody over there at Microsoft said, run the play. After we told him to call a timeout, let's go back to the huddle and regroup. No. Microsoft said, sign on the dotted line, run the play. Let's not huddle up. Let's not come up with a better play. Hey, how can we not send Halo, Forza, Gears, or Fable over to the PS5 to keep some type of brand loyalty over here on Xbox, Microsoft, Dodo Birds at the top? I mean, it just don't make any sense, bro. I can talk about it now, but before I was just like, yo, bro, I'm done with Microsoft, because it just was like, bro, why would you even do that? It's like you destroyed your own diehard fan base. Yeah, even if it's 5 to 10% and the rest are casuals, still that 5 to 10%, let's say 1 to 5 to 10%, however many diehard Xbox fans it was. These channels were hyping up your game because they had a console war going. Even for PlayStation, when they had exclusives too. When you don't have that, your game, you will see the decline in the gaming industry, and it's going to be a lot of boredom because there's no hype behind nothing. It's just casual gaming. Everybody's singing Kumbaya around the campfire, and it's going to get boring. So you're going to have to have some type of exclusivity somewhere. Like if you ain't even got number one game, you got to keep something exclusive. Like this is bonkers right now. It's bananas to even be seeing that this person saying that, you know, PS5 people, they don't really care for, you know, Gears of War, and coming from the console war, the gaming console war community. I understand why, you know, Microsoft forced them to do it, to pay that Call of Duty money back. a dying franchise right now that everybody's like pissed off with. The only thing they got now is Warzone, because they screwed up, you know, BO6, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 so bad. They destroyed it so bad, bro. Too, it's just like, bro, it left a bad taste in people's mouth, and Call of Duty thought they were too big to fail. Probably Microsoft and Gears of War franchise thought they were too big to fail. You know, when it comes to sales, the franchise is still successful, of course, on Xbox and PC, but you're trying to force it on another group of people, and they know they weren't going to be ready. They knew that game was going to be like overpowered. When it comes to multiplayer, they know they weren't going to be able to compete with that. They was going to be taking names in that lobby. Like it was like, oh yeah, that's a newbie. Yeah, that's a newbie. They don't even know how to wall bounce yet. That's a rookie. Like, it just made zero sense to even bring that game over, man. It did, because if you would at least kept, let's say, Halo 4s and Gears exclusive, you would have had some sort of console war to work with. Now you don't got nothing to work with. You're talking about something, you want to bring out a handheld. Microsoft want Xbox to bring out a handheld little device and another console, but you want some type of brand loyalty. You want people to just choose those devices to play on, which is I still will play on cloud gaming and Game Pass. But as far as me being interested in buying a device when I can still play on my phone through the cloud, because it's still going to probably be a Game Pass device, I don't see no need to get it. And that's just being real, just like a PS5. If everything comes over to PC, I don't see no reason to get a PS5. First of all, I would get an Xbox all day, every day before I ever touch a PS5. I have zero desire to ever own a PS5. I like to play the PlayStation app, the launcher, the games, PS5 games and PS4 games on PC, but not I would never own an actual plastic box of PS5. So this ain't got nothing to do with being biased or console wars or mad or fanboy. It's just being real, and I'm just filling you in on what happened when I came before leaving the console war. I still can talk about it, because before leaving it was getting ugly already at Microsoft. You could tell there was some type of, you know, controversy already, and they had to just kind of just like throw anything at the wall hoping it stick. And they found play anywhere, go multiplat, cloud gaming, Game Pass, put that everywhere on every device. Everything is an Xbox, which is, yes, everything could have been an Xbox, but with exclusives. So if you wanted to play Gears, why can't they just go find a way to play Game Pass? Gears was already on there. Why are you bringing Gears of War over to another platform when they got full access through PC and cloud gaming or Xbox to play Gears of War? If they wanted to play it that bad, I'm pretty sure, and on your mobile and tablet devices, you don't even need a console anymore. So if they really wanted to play Gears of War, bro, they could have did it. They can do it. They could do it. They just don't want to do it. Okay, so let's correct that part. They don't want to do it, you know. But this is what we got to deal with in gaming. If you're in gaming, you like the game, you come from those good old retro days, those 90s and early 2000s, and to see how gaming have took a turn for cloud gaming and play anywhere now, I agree with some of it, and some of it I don't. Like, it's good if you're on the go and you want a cloud game, and you're out of town and you want to be online cloud gaming or whatever. Sometime like I do, it have its ups and downs moments. Play anywhere and actually port your games over to the PS5. I don't agree with that. Not Halo 4s and Gears. I did not agree with that. I'm never going to agree with that. Microsoft ain't never going to convince me to agree with that. Even though they're blaming it on Xbox, but I know it's because of the Call of Duty Activision Blizzard deal, that 70 billion, and they bought another, what it was like 7-8 billion for Bethesda as well. I heard they even bailed Bethesda out because they were about to go bankrupt or something like that. I heard a podcast, Xbox podcast, mention that. So they actually bailed Bethesda out. Now I can understand that because that's an amazing studio, by the way. Big shout out to Bethesda. I like their games. I may jump into Starfield soon, but yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it right there, man. That was my rant for the day. You know, I mean, sometimes we got to give it to them. I mean, we don't want to, but you deserve this backlash. Microsoft, you deserve this backlash because you decided to port your games over to your enemy. It's like you're giving them the ammo that they already had. And they were taking ammo from you by making exclusive, doing all of these exclusive backdoor deals like Black Myth Wukong. They stole Spider-Man away. They stole Wolverine away. You know, stole Black Myth Wukong. They locked that game down for what, like a year? Stellar Blade, so many more games. The list goes on. Final Fantasy, other DLC packs from Call of Duty. Like, they did so many backdoor exclusive deals, and Microsoft still just want the money. They don't care about the fan base. Xbox was trying to probably talk them out of it, but the higher ups is like, no, we need that 70 billion back. The shareholders, they need to buy a new mansion. So they need like 3 or 4 new mansions and a couple more yachts. So yeah, you got to send everything over there. I'm sorry. Business is business, right? Business is business, run the play. So I think, I'm going to leave it right there, man. I know I had to talk about all of these Decepticons in the gaming industry today, but man, you guys already know what to do. Make sure you like, subscribe, click that notification bell so you can be notified on all of this latest and greatest news out here in these gaming streets. Peace.